All right, everyone. Yes, I approve. We are live here on our amazing day three. We have a lot to do, a lot to get done today. Hi, everyone. I love to see your faces. There are a lot of you here, so I'm trying my best to keep up. Hello, hello, everyone. It's okay. If you're driving, do your best. Okay, there is so much to talk about today and do. The first thing I want to remind everyone on is to be the best participant ever in this chat because we want to have fun. Ooh, you know what to do. Say who you are, where you're from, and you know what? Let's talk about something fun. So I hope everyone is having a great day. You know that at the end of this, we are giving a fun giveaway, and today is an exercise mat. So for the exercise mat to be had, I want you to type the word exercise mat in my little chat. Okay. And one thing that we want you to do is because we give away so much value here, you're going to really want to have your phones out because we're going to give away so much value. So today, I want to remind you of the phone number that you text, and Sarah is going to leave it here for us. The phone number to text for the day three giveaway, which is 4 easy snacks to help keep you full and, of course, flatten your tummy. So that is a 1888. Oh, we're letting people in. So we want to remind you of our phone number, 1-844-524-0694. Okay, our Facebook messengers are kind of closing, but I wanted to leave a couple things. So one, okay, I'm gonna leave you in this chat. I'm gonna leave you, hold on one second, my Instagram. This is my Instagram handle. You should start to follow me there, and I could also message you here. But also, you should message me, not message me, but try to, if we are not already friends on Facebook, make sure that you are my friend on Facebook and on Instagram because not only here, which is so valuable, I post nearly every single day on Facebook and Instagram, giving you valuable stuff, sharing mindset wins. And so that is what we want. Okay. So if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, go back and watch it. We've heard from so many people about their wins, little aha moments. So we want to continue sharing, right? So you are in the right place. I want to remind you if you want to eliminate that menopause belly for good, but without sacrifice, right? So nutrition, and we went over nutrition yesterday, right? So it's going to play a huge part for women over 40, right? It's just different, right? So I don't know if you can relate to this, but in your 20s, right? And maybe even in your 30s, right? You could go out all night, do whatever you want, and wake up and feel fine the next day, right? And the stuff that kind of worked, down a couple beers, down like as whatever, eat whatever you want. And it's super frustrating because now our lives are different and our bodies are different. Not, our bodies, it doesn't feel good when we wake up the next day. And also like real life, right? Like I just got off into a 2-hour meeting with the school system, right? Dealing with stuff with like my kid, right? To my special needs kid, right? And also dealing with stuff that the school, I have to advocate for him, right? He's also a type 1 diabetic. I know you may not have the same situation as I do, but once you become an adult, your time is limited, right? A lot of us are working. A lot of us have all kinds of things going on. I want to hear from you in the comments if like your life is exactly as an adult what you thought it would be, or maybe is it just a little bit different than you had thought it would be. I would love to hear a little bit about that. I would love to hear a little bit if it maybe is just a little bit different than you thought it would be. I would love to hear about that. I need a vacation from vacation now that I'm in my 30s. Okay, these comments are really, really great. Um, so that's kind of so today we are going to address hormonal concerns specifically when yeah, different for sure. Different for sure. We're going to address hormonal concerns specifically when it comes to exercise and the differences in your time for exercise compared to when you're in your 20s and 30s, right? So we talked a lot about stress, right? We talked about the cortisol, right? Yesterday and the day before, your insulin resistance, metabolic adaptation, inflammation, right? So physical stress when you're in your 20s versus what as you get older, right? So when you're in your 20s, think about your stress in your 20s versus now, right? So as I told you earlier, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, as you get older, right? And I was telling you when we used to do excess cardio, right? And that used to work. But once you turn 30, now cardio is still very good for your health, right? It's very good for your heart and your lungs, but it's not that we naturally gain weight. It's just that our muscle turns into fat, right? And so what when we do too much cardio, it acts as our cortisol level, our stress goes up. We have physical stress, which increases our inflammation and leads to more injuries. I'd love to know if any of you guys have increase of injuries, have increased your hunger, right? But that doesn't increase your BMR, right? And that's your basal metabolic rate. So when you do a lot of cardio, right, you start to get very, very hungry, right? So you tend to want to eat more food. I don't know if you can relate to this. I see a lot of people in the chat, right? When the more cardio you do, you're eating more, right? Because it causes you to eat more. That is definitely a correlation, right? And then it's just like that working hard and seeing no results, right? And that is not just a stressor, but it feels defeating. Sorry, that went a little bit too early. And then you're like in this cycle, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And I remember hearing from a client, her and her friend before Jay had joined our program, they felt like they were going on the Stairmaster to nowhere. Yeah. Kathleen, not a good correlation between cardio and weight loss. So cardio, again, very good for your heart. But if you are looking for building muscle, right? Losing fat loss, right? We want to start with this. So we're going to talk about metabolic strength training. So this is one of our amazing, amazing clients, Cynthia, right? And she lost 60 pounds, right? And she was sorry, I heard someone speak. Her goal was to lose 60 pounds by the time she was 60 years old. So we want to change the inflammation in her joints, right? Your adrenal fatigue, your injuries, right? And she was a woman who loved to be active. She liked to boat. She loved to do that. She loved to kayak, but she never tried strength training, right? And the nutrition piece. So we are here to change that. So women, like I said, they usually fall in two categories, right? They're doing so much cardio that they're seeing no results, or they're so overwhelmed that they don't know where to start. So I would love you to put which one are you? Are you number one, you're doing a lot of cardio and you're seeing no results? Or are you number two, you're so overwhelmed and that you don't know where to start, right? So this is Cynthia. She came to us. She was like, I'm tired of starting over every Monday. I don't know what to do when it comes to strength training, right? And she decided to stop the cycle and she got in the best shape of her life. And yeah, 10 steps is great, right? And she now has done the strength training consistently. She's a teacher, so it's really hard to, do all the time and think of that. So she does her 20 minutes 3 times a week in the morning. Okay. And then I want to talk about why metabolic strength training. So, first of all, it's the number one exercise for fat loss, right? We talked about this in day one when we talked about myths. So, it is training to look a certain way and to feel a certain way. And it's the number one exercise for belly fat as well, right? So, we we talk about this a lot, Sarah and I. We talk about why belly fat, right? So first of all, I'm not gonna lie. I love having a nice looking, strong looking abs. I love having great abs. But second of all, we all like coming out in the summer, wearing our bathing suit, feeling confident, like having that image, feeling strong. But also, visceral fat is very dangerous. Visceral fat is that extra fat in your organs around your belly, and it is the number one killer of women, right? It's the number one link to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and it's very serious. So, one thing about strength training is that it is the number one thing to do for reducing that belly fat. It's consistent, it's safe, it works on mobility. And one thing I want to share with you guys is Sarah and I, Sarah's here, we do it ourselves too. We do it weekly, we do it sustainably, right? It's for women. It's 20 to 30 minutes a week. So instead of, we look at consistently and why you see like so many of our clients doing so well is we look at, think about when we were talking about earlier, right? Trying to be good. Remember, we made those statements. I'm going to start over Monday, or I'm trying to be good. And when you're good, whatever you consider good, right? You're like on it. You're at the gym an hour, and then you kind of, it goes down because it's so much. But what if you could actually be consistent doing efficient workouts that get you these kind of results every week, saving you time, but making that really helpful. And we know that time is an important issue. And that women these days need their workouts to be efficient because they are busy and they need results both for looking good and feeling good, right? And we want to do something that's sustainable and will not hurt us, right? So we also want all that. Okay. So yeah, I just want to caveat to we also want to be sure that we are, being smart about when to work out. So when our clients are sick with a fever, we don't work out, right? We're going to get you kind of behind the scenes into some workouts, okay? These workouts that we are going to share with you in a minute are kind of behind the scenes. But first, I want to tell you some stories. Okay, one of these stories is about our client Emily, and you might be able to, she's the one on the left. When she started, and this is just to show you what's possible for everyone. So, Emily on the left is a woman who came to us, and she was years of negative relationship with food, negative relationship with her body, had been to Weight Watchers, had done all the things, negative relationship with her mom when it came to food. And also, when it came to working out, she fell under the like category of she just walked because she had a bad back and several back surgeries. And she was really afraid to lift. So we started her under her level of where she was into gentle joints. And now she's doing advanced workouts. So that's why it's really important when you start to start at your level and work up to where you want to and be consistent and not give up. I actually just spoke to her yesterday, thanking her for helping her husband is helping me do something, and she just was like, don't even, because you just changed my life. And she's like, I haven't weighed this number since high school. I feel so good. Like, this is possible when you're doing safe workouts at your level and you build yourself up. And then Sherry right here was the kind of person who always, and I'm trying to follow the chat, but every time I follow it, it sends me to a different screen. Um, so Sherry on the right I mean, you can look at her abs and how much we focus on belly fat again, right? She was a person, she's in her upper 50s. She's really, still young, still vibrant, and she was working out consistently, but not seeing a difference. So we were like, okay, let's look at our nutrition and also really look at how you're working out, right? So we looked at and we changed, how she was working out to make them efficient, right? Stop going to, not like you don't have to stop going to your classes because cardio again is really good for your heart, but really focusing on building strength, boosting metabolism, and let's work out for fat loss so we can look like we work out. All right, so now we are going to share two different workouts. Now, a reminder, these two workouts are a generic workout. They are generic workouts. So they're not like if you are a client of ours and we gave it and this is where you are. So, meaning like when we bring someone new, we will do it, your workout is accustomed to you and your body and your goals and your lifestyle and what you want. Okay. So I would get my camera out right now because this is really good and this chat is really great. That's why it's messing up my PowerPoint. Okay, no, well, Sarah made the PowerPoint. That's why it looks pretty. All right, so, all right, this is a beginner workout. You want to go ahead and take a photo of this. And I'm gonna also, and again, questions about this, please, please, please send us a text message. Sarah is going to give our text message again. Here is the advanced intermediate workout. Okay, this should be a little bit more challenging, okay, for you. If you have any questions, again, ask us. Make sure that you identify yourself in the chat. Just a reminder, these are real women, right? These are real women. Oh, you're welcome. Um, this is the real impact, of course, of doing these workouts, these type of workouts 3 to 4 times a week consistently over time, right? Continue combined with yesterday's type of nutrition approach, right? So I want you to think about this. If you are here thinking to yourself, I have wanted to tuck my shirt in and wear a belt for years, and I haven't been able to do that. If you're here thinking, if you're tired and you are tired of hiding under your baggy clothes and sitting down worrying about what's hanging out, and you're thinking about your family vacation coming up because it is less than 12 weeks till summer, and how kind of like you're tired of being afraid to take off your cover up, and you don't have to be, you're tired. You don't have to worry about that anymore because starting today, this week, you can start making progress and seeing results, right? You can start shrinking your waistline and losing your belly fat, right? And I can give you the exact program your body needs, fit for your body and your lifestyle without making extreme sacrifices. And you don't have to give up on carbohydrates. I have clients here, they can tell you they eat carbs. You don't have to do hours of cardio. You don't have to lose quality time with your family. You are gaining time with your family by increasing your quantity and quality of life. So Today, we are going to continue. If you book a call today, we're going to leave the our scheduling link in the chat. You do not want to miss this to get 25% off. I always eat carbs. Okay. In our midlife makeover program, right? So we to order to tuck your shirt in, wear that belt again proudly, sit on the beach proudly. And I don't say this lightly, be that role model for your kids. And it's not just about being a role model because that is everything. It's about raising them and like being strong and like being the strong, fit mom, the strong, fit wife, the strong, fit grandma. Like that is everything. Think about that. All right, so we're gonna put yeah, you got it. All right, so now remember to day three, message us day three if you want that. Okay, Sarah, it is time.
Yes, I
It is,
just ran it. I just did it. The winner of, can you guys hear me?
yes.
Okay, so the winner of today's exercise match is Kristen Mentz. So, Kristen, if you, we will connect on text. If you could send us a text and just say, I'm the winner, then we will connect and get that sent over to you.
Yay! Congratulations, Kristen. I am so happy for you. Have the best day. We're so excited. Guys, remember, congratulations, Kristen. Remember to text us for your day three giveaway, the snacks. Reminder, if you have any questions about the workout, we are so excited. We love this community so much. I'm so excited for Kristen and for everyone here. Thank you so much. Have the best day ever, everyone. See you tomorrow for our last day.